Like I had a huge identity crisis. I didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't know who I was, all that kind of stuff. And I got to the point where I was just like, I just can't keep living like this. And I didn't want to go to talk therapy or anything like that. I ended up finding my way into the jungle to drink ayahuasca. And my first trip, I went away for 2.5 months. My dad actually came with me for, I think it was the first 5 weeks we're together. And we spent about a month together in the jungle drinking ayahuasca, which was incredible, and had like a huge healing, not specifically around my neck, but around, different things that were happening for me. And I came home. Um, Everything was all good for a while. Like I was like, felt like really elated, really connected to myself, all the things. And then I went into this huge, what I'd call like a shamanic awakening, where I had like this Kundalini awakening. All this energy was rushing through my body, shooting up my spine. I was in and out of all the states of consciousness, like daily. And this went for about 5-6 months. I was having dreams, started dreams where I was like learning from spirits. I was hearing voices, seeing spirits, seeing energy, all that kind of stuff. Man, I was just completely like really blown wide open with it all. And it was also a really, really dark time. And like I thought I was going crazy. It was like really, really intense. And my mum is a really amazing healer, and she went through something similar around the same age. So she really helped guide me through that period. And if it wasn't for her, man, I definitely probably would have ended up in a hospital or something like that. But we so it took me about 18 months to fully integrate this first trip to the jungle and everything that had kind of happened. And then the moment that I felt everything integrate, I was meditating down at the beach, and I felt this energy, this voice say to me, now it's time to go back to the jungle. And if you go back to the jungle, it's time to diet. And if you diet, your apprenticeship will begin. And I didn't really know what that meant, but I knew that I just needed to trust that calling. So I found a center in the jungle that was doing quite traditional dietas, like with isolation and stuff like that. And I went there, and as I went there, they offered me an apprenticeship to work with Kambo and Hape and things like that to learn with them, and to learn some other plant medicine stuff. And so I ended up staying at this place for about 6.5 weeks, just straight in the jungle. And like it was like ayahuasca one day, Kambo the next day, ayahuasca, Kambo the next day. And then I went to my dieta, where I went 10 days in isolation in a tambo, doing my first isolation dieta, which was with Uchu Sanango. And as I came out of that, I was sitting in like a closing ceremony for the dieta with ayahuasca, and I asked ayahuasca, like, how can I bring this medicine back to my community without them having to, drink ayahuasca? And she said, let me show you, my dear. And she put me flat down on my back, and she said, breathe with me. And we began this like conscious connected breathwork pattern. And I didn't really understand breathwork that deeply at that time. So this was still quite new. Like I had experience with like Wim Hof and stuff like that, but nothing like this. And it just flooded me with an immense amount of information about the breath, about the energetics, the quantum stuff, all the things just like enmeshed into this big download of information. And so when I came out, I was just like, whoa, this is incredible. So I was still in the jungle, so I'd practice every day on myself, just doing this kind of breath work. When I got home, I practiced on my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, on my friends, on clients. And then it just grew, and I got into doing groups and things like that. And then during this period, I started really wanting to kind of piece together everything that I'd learned. So I started to study with different modalities and teachings, and really trying to like grasp everything together. And during this time of this like big awakening for myself, I went to this deep surrender with spirit, and I just said, hey, if you teach me how to get through what I'm going through, then I will spread this message with the world. And then it was just like this snowball effect of meeting different people, different teachers, different mentors, working with different elders, and things like that.